I've got a view of my building set up, and I'm using a light object in Vectorworks called the Heliodon tool. Now this Heliodon tool places a sun in your drawing, and this is selected on my object info palette, and it allows me to change the settings. So I can change my zone, I can change the country I'm in, the city I'm in, I can add extra cities if I want to. But what I really want to talk to you about today was creating something called a solar study. This is what it looks like at 3 o'clock. Let's make it 10 in the morning. So you can see the shadow at 10 in the morning. Let's make it 12 o'clock at lunchtime. There's the shadows at 12. And I've got my date set to December, my month set to December. But what happens when I go into my winter in June? What are the shadows like? They're quite different. 1500 hours, and you can see the shadows coming across here, starting to affect my rooms over here. So the question is it possible to create a series of viewports where you can see the sun and see the shadows? So the easiest thing to do is to create a view like this one here and create a viewport from it. I've done that already, and it's on this drawing. So there's my view, and this view is set to have my sun set up to whatever my Heliodon is on my other drawing. So what I could do is to copy this. I could drag a copy of this along, and then I could rename that view. So there's my midday sun, and I can just change the name of my drawing label and have it set at midday. But what I really need to do is to create a series of suns. So what I'd like to do is to create 3 of these views. Here's 3 that I've already made. So I've created one for summer morning, one for summer midday, and one for summer afternoon. And what I need to do is to create lights that match those. This is my light object. I'm going to set that one to be 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to drag a copy of that up, and I'm going to make this copy 12 o'clock. And then I'm going to drag a copy of that up and make the next one 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which is 1500 hours. You might notice here on my visualization palette that each Heliodon is correctly named so I can see what they are. If we go back to my sheet layer with my solar study, I can select the first viewport, and I can choose which lights I want to see, which Heliodon I want to have turned on. So it's just 10 o'clock in the morning. The midday one, just 12 o'clock, and the afternoon one, just 3 p.m. Let's update those 3 viewports, and we should see a different sun on each viewport. So there are my 3 viewports. So you can see summer, midday, and afternoon. So now we need to go back to our site layer and create some more. Now I wanted all of these to be my summer, which is actually in December. Let's change those to December. Now I'm going to drag a copy of those across. These ones are going to be my equinox. Drag those across again, drag a copy of those across again, and this time they're going to be my winter solstice. So because I created my 3 suns to start with, or my 3 Heliodon, and I got the times right, then it was really quick to duplicate those. So that's my summer morning, that's my summer midday, and that's my summer afternoon. So if I copy these viewports and I pull them down, so I'm just dragging a copy down, and I'm going to change that, so that's no longer summer morning, this is going to be equinox morning. So I'm going to change that from summer to equinox. Let's select the next one. This one should be not summer, but equinox, which is that one, midday, and paste that one in. So there are my 3. So morning, midday, and afternoon. So just check to make sure you got the right suns on there, and then do the same thing, drag those down, and set those up to be winter. Now that I've updated all the viewports, you can see the different shadows on all the different viewports. So now you get a very good idea of the way the sun changes during the day between summer morning, midday, and afternoon, but also the way the sun changes over the year, the difference between summer and winter, the length of the shadows. It's quite dramatic. I've gone through the creating of a solar study fairly quickly. If you're a subscriber to my website, and I recommend you do become a subscriber, you'll find there's a manual that covers this in absolute detail with a lot of movies that cover the step-by-step instructions. Thank you for watching. For the leader in Vectorworks training and manuals, visit learn.archoncad.com.